into the chat Sibusiso Ngcobo, who's the head of business development at the South African Spaza Shop Association. Sibusiso, good morning to you, and thank you so much for your time. So we heard from our reporting team a number of problems reported. People couldn't register, issues with documents, and from the municipality side, when they try to phone people, the numbers don't work or the locations don't exist. How badly managed and run, and how would you determine the outcome of this registration drive?
Good morning to you and your viewers at home. I would say we are, as the South African Spaza and Tuck Shop Association, we are not shocked. As we had alluded before, that this was the probable outcome, which the way things turned out is the way we had predicted. And as we had alluded to the government before, is that there are many challenges facing local Spaza shop owners. So we must remember that there are many dynamics. These people are previously enfranchised, previously disadvantaged, and they are trying to make a living. So this is the bottom of the bottom, and the Spaza shop industry was the one that was supposed to at least uplift them. So we are not surprised that the turnout came out this way. Instead, we preempted this, and then we had even launched a hotline to assist people post this disaster. We had anticipated that this registration was not going to go well. The numbers, we're just going to wait for the final numbers to come in from all over the country. But I'm sure that the 10 up is less than 50% from what the research of the Spaza shop industry is like.
Well, that's concerning, that it would be just around half the number of people that should have been registered on the radar who are not there. What I'm interested in is what you said about having expected this plan to fail from the very beginning. You're a big stakeholder in the Spaza shop game in South Africa. One would imagine that government would have consulted you and others like bodies like yourselves to get a real understanding first of what the lay of the land is before setting in motion a course of events that have ended in the way that they have. Do you think that government missed the opportunity to really understand what was happening first before taking and deciding on a course of action?
I think rather than saying missed the opportunity, I think they were rather not yet prepared to unravel what they have discovered through this registration process. This came about. This was, I think, put pressure on after the multiple deaths and hospitalization of people due to this tuberculosis poisoning. So, but it had been long running. We've started this thing, submissions to the National Consumer Protection in 2015. We've been trying to get this thing to government so. There's a lack of compliance, there's lawlessness, and there's a syndicate of hijacking the township economy. Whereas we are grappling with unemployment, we are grappling with youth, we are grappling with drugs. We have a background of Spaza shops. Before, when the Spaza shops were locally owned and run, there are lots of graduates that came from these survival businesses. But then now, the opportunity is not yet lost. We are happy now that everything has come to the table. People fraudulently making up documents to run businesses. Now we can see how many people have really infringed on the market. With this, it's a good opportunity to actually now the government can take on a different approach, a more hands-on approach, consulting the stakeholders on the ground. And I think it's a platform and an opportunity for government.
Do you want to be in that conversation?
Definitely, yes.
All right. So then there's this fund. R5 billion support fund for Spaza shops, South African Spaza shops around the country. You would have seen the permutations around how that money would be allocated. 10,000 rand for the startup businesses, 50,000 rand to club together and buy stock and things like that. What are your thoughts on this plan and on this disbursement?
I think it's a start. It's a step in the right direction. But I think further consultation needs to be had with the people on the ground. Particularly, some of this fund was supposed to assist those who couldn't register, get into the database, because there are a lot of people who haven't come up, which is another point maybe that will come after the announcement of the official results. So I'm thinking that we strongly advise that some of these budgets should assist those who couldn't register, some of them, because the other spaza shops, as you can see in the media, they are empty. The shelves are empty. They are really barely living hand to mouth because of the dynamics that have been discovered. So I think I'm happy that there is that channeling, but I think some of the funding needs to go towards development and making sure, equipping those, especially those who want to start up with training and relevant equipment, because I'm thinking 10,000 rands for startup, I think is quite small, considering that if you want to, for example, buy a fridge, it's already 10,000 rand.
Yeah, part of it is, and if you read that plan, part of it is dedicated towards training and upskilling. Are you worried this money goes missing?
I'm not quite worried because we have our eyes on this budget, because it's been quite a while since we've never had a budget in the spaza shop economy. So I trust our minister, Stella Pramstaveni. I trust, I have to say I've trusted them because now they've made these funds available. So if it should go missing, that means it's another court ruling, and the elections, local government elections are around the corner. So we also need to understand that the people on the ground are the ones who are most affected, and they will go with whoever caters for them.
Thanks for coming in this morning. I appreciate your time. Good luck, and we'll continue to talk to you, as the story develops, both on the formalization of the spaza shops and on keeping an eye on that money. That's Sibusiso Ngcobo, who is the head of business development at the South African Spaza Shop Association.